Well, now that that piece of crap is over, let's get the real ending of the game.
Yeah, I might believe you if you showed me a pair of monogram Batiste Galligaskins.
More likely, you just say I stole them.
Dimwits.
Weren't you supposed to be somewhere?
Yeah. All right.
Where'd you agree to meet?
By the huntsman's cottage.
Old man always had a soft spot for me. He could sense I was a family man. A man of peace. Good-natured, like himself. Would have never crossed his mind to disown me if it wasn't for that hag I call my sister.
What's the name again? Count Julian Alfonso de Witt?
Viscount Julian Alfred Pancrat Stilettenhove. Don't believe me? Just watch. You'll wipe that doubting leer off your face when we go visit my estates.
You just invent this count bit. Quite the imagination for one who's sober.
Geralt will vouch for me. Tell him, I've always said I'm a count.
True. You have always said so.
Just nobody's bothered to verify it.
What's with this count business all of a sudden?
Well, when we finally leave this God's forsaken dunghole, I plan to reclaim my heritage, the titles and estates that are rightfully mine.
Got plans for all these lands and titles?
I'll take possession of them. Course, there's also the issue of progeny.
Is that so? Mean you finally found a lassie worthy of the great dandelion?
My dear friend and companion. Why, my heart belongs to the one and only Priscilla, known also as Calinetta.
Your heart, mate, true. But the rest of your anatomy?
I resent the insinuation, and hasten to remind you that you are talking to a count.
No need for the count to get riled. Rather, you told us how your beloved is.
Recovered, mostly. Even started singing again. Her voice is a little lower pitched, gravelly. Actually, sounds a little better. Thanks for helping back then, Geralt. Meant a lot. Really.
What are friends for? Give her my best.
Don't worry, I will. Give her a kiss, even. A bit from you, mostly from me.
I'm going rabbit hunting. Dandelion?
Glad to have some rabbit stew. But freezing my ass off to amass the ingredients did not sign up for that. I'll gather the herbs, spices. No stew is complete without some sun-drenched thyme and the aroma of rosemary.
Aye, the fields are covered with rosemary bloomin' like wild just before Yule, aren't they?
That's why I'll be gathering my herbs from the kitchen.
So long.
You know, there's a tankard on the table there which is clipping through his arm. Why is that right there? Also,
Sadly, all out of curdled milk. If you're head swimming, that is.
you may not notice it, but he's got the floating tankard there.
So long. Gotten cold.
Hey! Bloody hell! Ow! Plowing ear pits! Help me! Uh-huh.
To think the nag would know me after all these years. They're smart, grow attached, bit like people. Saw officers weep for their fallen mounts, though wailing women and crying babes didn't move them one bit.
Been away long?
A year. Not quite. But it feels like more, let me tell you.
They force you to join?
Nah, I was eager to fight. Thought I'd bring home more than just the scars on my back. Did see a chunk of the world, though. Some mammoth battles, a few famous generals from afar, and lots of horsens. Didn't see the Emperor take Novigrad, but I don't regret it. Beautiful city. But I wonder what awaits me back home.
Which side you fight for?
Like most, my own. Fought to stay alive. Dying's all the same. Dirt and shite, be it under the Redanian Eagle or the Imperial Sun. No glory in it.
Glad to see the horse is in good hands.
The best. His owners. Do you miss me, Golden, huh? Do you miss me?
I'd say he did. Bolted off soon as he sensed you. Toppled anyone in his way.
Do you mark anyone calling after him? Ploughing armpits or some such? But one man here curses so odd, my neighbour, Mirko. Gave him Golden to care for when I left. Ought to go see him, must be worried. Here. Token of my appreciation for running after Golden, to see he was alright.
Well, there is a bit of happiness in Nilfgaard's conquest. The war is over. Temeria stands as a country once more. You know, in The Witcher 2, everyone was eager to take a tiny bit of Temeria, split the country into pieces. Everyone was fighting for it. Well, ultimately, Temeria prevailed. The only northern country which still exists. Emir won everything else, but through Vern and Roach, through Taller, through them being stubborn sons of bitches, it still exists. It helped that a certain Witcher...
Master Witcher? Thought you'd clear the area of beasts your last time through.
Rabbit hunting this time around.
Ah, so that's it. Maybe you come round, visit us this eventide. Verka's baking a pie.
I don't know if...
As you will. You're always welcome.
Yeah. It did help that a certain Witcher killed everyone in the north that might oppose that. Radovid, Dijkstra, they're both dead.
Do the fighting.
By my hands.
Peasants
The war is over. I don't regret it. I can't regret it. I spent 3 games in the racist north. It's 3 games where everyone spat and shat and pissed at Geralt for the fact he's a mutant, where I saw non-humans and mages being slaughtered for what they are. And I turn around and say, that's not something worth saving. The only reason I care about Temeria is because of Roach and Taller.
She's gone.
Mad she had to wait.
No, eager to roam the fields. Prepared the cover scents and oiled the jaw traps all by herself.
Make a good hunter, wouldn't she?
Nah, too impatient, that one. Probably snatching rabbits barehanded, putting them in the traps because they're too slow to step in themselves.
Where'd she go?
Not far. Over yonder.
Farewell.
Well, wouldn't that be Ciri in a goddamn nutshell, right? Too impatient, right? Winter is coming.
Not up to hunting rabbits anymore?
Not really.
What now?
Nothing. Just sitting, waiting for you. It's nice here.
Ah, wait till you see Dol Blethana in winter, and the Blue Mountains. We'll head east soon as the snow melts. Think we might have settled in a bit too much.
You promised to show me that griffin's nest before we left. Let's go now.
You actually interested?
Absolutely. You said it yourself. A royal griffin's a rare sight.
Not that rare. Venture to say we'll have to slay a couple more before we get back to Kaer Morhen. But if you want to see the nest, it's just up the hill.
Come.
We were supposed to train today.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow at sunup then? Work you hard like I did in the good old days. Probably been a while since anyone showed you just how much you still have to learn.
Hmm.
Almost there. Careful now.
This is no time for you to lecture me.
Ciri, wait. There's something in the...
We really don't need to play hare and hounds.
Ciri!
I may note that there's inconsistency here. Geralt drew his steel sword instead of his silver one. Anyway. As this thing will tear me to bits if I'm not careful. And Ciri, as always, is useless when you're not controlling her. I do have potions that I could use. Thunderbolt and Swallow. No adrenaline for me. Done.
What?
A hair faster. That's all it needed to be to rip your shoulder wide open.
But it wasn't, and it didn't. We killed it. What is this about?
You're angry, wanted to unload. But be that careless and next time.
Don't you understand? There won't be a next time.
Ciri, what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, it's not a good time.
Want to head back? All right, enough. Let's go fishing.
Witcher style.
We bring Dandelion a nice fat perch and he just might forget about the rabbit stew. Shame he didn't come along. He could use a bit of exertion.
Huh.
So much effort, I bet, spent into
Ice
making
shouldn't be
this
too thick
snowy.
here.
Uh-huh.
There are some bugs here, the tankards, all that, but still.
I'll be damned.
Should we go?
No, no way. Lake's gotta be full of perch, bream, or pollard. Fresh pollard. Would you like that?
I wouldn't mind some, but do we plan to wait here until he leaves?
No, we'll scare him off.
How?
I'll improvise. Wait here. An old witcher's trick for tough winters. Not terribly subtle, but...
Effective.
Remember, don't ever do this.
Why show it to me at all, then?
Just in case. Never know what could happen on the path, what could save your life. All right, let's go.
Who taught you that?
Vesemir. A long time ago.
How long?
Very. Back when I wanted to call myself Geralt, Roger, Eric, Duot, Belagarcy.
What?
Tell you about it tonight.
And about the time you broke your leg after wagering you jump off the roof of Kaer Morhen and land a horse's back?
How do you even know about that?
Eskel told me. But I want to hear you tell it. I'm certain you have a rational explanation. You never gave me piggyback rides at Kaer Morhen, remember? Vesemir was the only one willing.
Had to wait till now to remind me? You've put on some weight since Kaer Morhen. Hey. Ciri,
We should get back.
There's
Remember me
nothing...
training on the-
There's something not quite right with this entire scenario, is there? We all know what's gonna happen here, we all know the path she's gonna take, but I still have to say the build-up here, the dialogue, the tension, all of that stuff is really well done. Reminds me of, say, perhaps The Red Wedding in Game of Thrones, or, well, Song of Ice and Fire, really, Storm of Swords, where you're reading it and it just doesn't feel quite right.
Pendulum. How I feared I'd never manage, yet you forbade me from giving up. I was black and blue practically all the time. That pendulum was a nightmare.
how could I forget?
Those months at Kaer Morhen, they passed so quickly. I wish we'd spent more time together then. Almost managed to forget it was today. They're here for me, Geralt. I'm going to Nilfgaard, to Emir. I know you didn't expect this, but in Vizima, my father and I spoke for long. Argued, really, and parted. Then a messenger came with a letter. I didn't say anything at first because I wasn't sure, and then I realized I had to stop fleeing. I realized that if I wish to change anything, I cannot do so hunting monsters round forgotten villages. I must do so from there, from Nilfgaard.
You make this choice on your own?
If you mean to suggest Yennefer had anything to do with this, then the answer is no.
Great. She even know?
No. And I'd prefer she not get involved this time.
I'll let you tell her that. You could have told me, warned me.
I wanted to, but I didn't know how. I've been happy here. I was afraid I'd ruin it. I wanted to make every minute count.
So, back at the nest, I was about this. I didn't pry. Didn't want to force you to tell me. Thought we had time. A lot more time.
My choices led to this. I killed Radovid. I ended the war. Killed Dijkstra as well. Sided to the Roach and Thaler. Had Ciri meet her father. It's all led to this one moment. It's a beautiful moment. Tragic though. Sad. Gut-wrenching.
Is this what you want?
Yes. You'll not try to stop me. Take me to the Blue Mountains by force.
Traveled half the world to find you, but I never intended to force anything on you.
I know.
You'll be fine. You're a witcher.
We needn't say goodbye.
Oh, but Ciri, we do. To you, to Geralt, to your friends, all your companions, to the wonderful cast of characters that make up the world of The Witcher. We do. This won't be the last Witcher game. I very much doubt that's gonna be the case. But it is the end of Geralt's story. Whether or not it's the end of Ciri's story, that remains to be seen. Personally, I hope it is. That we don't see her again. Because that's just how the entire story was set up. You've dealt with the main focus of Ciri's story. The Wild Hunt, her role in Nilfgaard, the Elder Blood, the White Frost, all of this has been dealt with. There's no point in having a story with Ciri because her entire plot that started in books that was continued in this game is over. It's dealt with. It's concluded. There's nothing more beyond this point for her or for Geralt.
Yeah, we do.
You could come with me.
No, Ciri, that's not me. You know that.
I know, but I thought...
You've made your decision, and I made mine long ago. War's over. I'll have plenty of work chasing monsters round forgotten villages.
When do you leave?
Now.
Won't you at least give Triss some time to pack? So this is...
There was once a young girl, kind and brave. A man took her in, protected her, risked his life for her countless times, traveled half the world for her in order to make sure others wouldn't use her. And then he let her go as she made her own decisions and became the golden ruler that she was always meant to be, that she was destined to be from the very beginning, for the good of the world. For all his friends, for all the races. There are those who come and go in this world and no one notices. Then there are those who inspire such devotion that everyone around would lay down their lives for them. Those are the ones that change the world forever.
The Third Northern War ended. The invader from the south achieved complete victory. Robbed of Radovid's tactical genius, the northern realms could not withstand Ymir's countless legions. Black banners appeared over Novigrad and all Redania. Weary of rebel raids, Emir Varemris conceded, restoring Temeria as a realm in liege to the Empire. When the guerrillas laid down their arms, the Emperor shifted his forces to other fronts. Through Nilfgaard's victory, Temerians got their country back, and history once again proved a consummate trickster. Having dealt with Radovid, Emir of Varemris did the same with enemies domestic. The Emperor's loyal spies named all who had conspired against him, traitors, soldiers, and aristocrats alike. Though their mutiny had only been a murky plan, the Emperor showed no mercy, as was his wont. While the continent bled engulfed by war, Skellige bloomed under Ceres's enlightened rule. Unlike those who had come before her, the young queen did not raid foreign shores, looking instead to her people, tending to her land. The island-bound nation prospered, though its fangs of yore were dulled. After years in exile, Ciri returned to Nilfgaard, her paternal home, where Emir prepared to name her his successor. The woman had the necessary qualities. From her father, she'd inherited an Empress's political instincts. From Geralt, she had gained a sense of simple human decency. Few monarchs boast both traits, which is quite a shame. Hard as it may be to believe, Geralt planted roots in faraway Kovir. He and Triss settled down, their home warm and smelling of freshly baked cakes. Guests were always welcome, no matter the day or the hour. The Witcher would take jobs at times more from habit than need, for Triss earned a true fortune as the mage advisor to Kovir's king.